Hello, my name's Frank Tigue and I live in Connersville, Indiana. I've been a sports fan most of my life, living in Indiana, but I've lived in a variety of states. I've been a fan of a number of teams: Michigan Wolverines, Ohio State Buckeyes, Pittsburgh Steelers, LA Dodgers, Cincinnati Reds. But my reason for conveying this in the form of a video is to let it be known my personal and professional opinion concerning the call that was made in the Steeler game versus the Patriots on December 17, 2017. First, I want to give you some background. Some people would say what qualifications I have to make such an opinion. I am a licensed attorney in both Ohio and Arkansas. Likewise, I'm a well-educated man. I follow sports fairly regularly, but not so much now as I have in the past. Like I said, I've enjoyed sports. I've followed them, but the reason for this video is December 17th, a situation occurred that almost made me physically ill. And that was the pass from Ben Roethlisberger to Jesse James. That common sense would tell me, and I have never wavered one iota, that that was a touchdown, and for the replay officials to interject and to overturn that call was atrocious, wrongful, and I wanted to convey my argument concerning that call. Along with that, based on my arguments, I have drafted a petition at change.org requesting that Commissioner Goodell acknowledge that a mistake was made in that call and to deliver the victory to the Steelers, who rightfully won that game. At a minimum, the NFL needs to address these issues because there have been inconsistencies across the board. Even a few days ago on Sunday, the Bills were playing the New England Patriots again, and it's ironic how New England is usually in the midst of these controversial calls. A pass was made as the Bills were driving close to the end of the half. In a very important game, the score was tied 10-10. And the pass was made to the side of the end zone. It appeared that the receiver had caught the ball, had possession, had one foot in, dragged the other foot. Apparently, based on my review of film, I actually saw that as it happened. And based on my observation, there was no indisputable video evidence to overturn that call. Now back to the Steeler play, and this is what I want to stress. Well, let me back up for a minute. When the Jets played the Patriots, a similar call was made where the player had caught the ball. It appeared he lost possession. The ruling on the field, all important, was a touchdown. However, the official review overturned that call. Pardon me. Resulting in an incomplete pass when the Jets were threatening in another important game. But I also want to stress there was a play in week 3 between the Patriots and the Houston Texans, where Brady had passed it to Cooks in the end zone, and Cooks had grabbed it, and as he was falling out of bounds, a similar instance that they claim where James lost possession of the ball, it didn't survive, what they used didn't survive the ground, and it was ruled an incomplete pass. I take issue with that, and I'm going to argue my points why. To refresh any recollection about that particular play, Roethlisberger makes the pass to James with 28 seconds left. James moves He's made the catch, but with an additional movement. I don't know what word to utilize. It'll come to me here in a second. But he makes, after he has control of the ball in both hands, he makes an additional movement. It may have been a fleeting movement, but he made an additional movement. Once he did that, he showed me that he had control. He went to the knees. When he went to his knees, if you see the video of Max Kellerman from ESPN, I believe, he explains it vividly. He becomes akin to a runner at that point and moves across into the end zone. Once he penetrates the plane, it's academic what happens to the ball. That's a touchdown. So here's my argument in a nutshell. James catches the ball. An additional movement. He's falling to his knees. Then he lunges for the end zone. It's not just one continuous movement. There's more than one movement associated with this. Based on that, I claim that he scored a touchdown and it shouldn't be reversed. However, to buttress my argument is there are no particular rules that would govern this play. The NFL points to the catch rule. I claim that the catch was already made. Throw out the rule. Common sense would tell me when he had the ball in both hands, it was a catch. Then when he moved, went to his knees, made the additional movement to the end zone, he became akin to the runner. He penetrated the plane. It was a touchdown. Notwithstanding that, if you look, who was in the best position to see and to call that play? The official on the sideline of the end zone. What did he call? It was a touchdown. They did the replay. Based on all this, the fact that he had the ball in one movement, this rule is faulty and does not apply in this circumstance, or should not apply in this circumstance. Based on the inconsistencies, I would argue that based on the conflicting analysis, there was no indisputable video evidence that call should have been overturned. Based on that, the call on the field of a touchdown should change. The call of a touchdown should be confirmed. And for them to change that, I don't know what kind of biases were in operation there or in these other games, but this assault on the fairness of this game with the replay officials is affecting the very fairness, foundation, and integrity of this game. Hence, I drafted a petition at change.org. And that petition requests that Commissioner Goodell indicate that a mistake was made and this inconsistency has to be resolved. And I'm pursuing this petition with due diligence. You can either find this petition at change.org or my Facebook page, or my name is Frank D. Tigue. My name is Frank, F-R-A-N-K, middle initial D as in dog, T-I-G-U-E. And on my Facebook page, I have a number of different spots where you can click on that video, that petition where you can sign it. I challenge the NFL in these rulings, and I'm going to pursue it with all diligence, not just for the sake of Steeler fans, but for fans throughout the league, for the Bill fans that feel like they were slighted in their games, to the Jets fans who feel like they got the bum rap. These calls have to stop, and in my mind and in my heart, The Steelers rightfully ought to have won that game, and it should be reflected in the records. Because home field advantage was at stake, and to deny them that denies them what rightfully, based on that play, should have come that way. You can claim all you want. Brady had 28 seconds left. So let's go back and let's play that 28 seconds. See if he can march down the field. See if he can win the game. If he does that, I have no complaints. But at a minimum, that touchdown should have stand, and the victory should have become the Steelers. So I am requesting each and every NFL fan, Pittsburgh Steelers, other fans alike, to join me in this petition, sign this petition, so we can put pressure on the NFL to address these issues. For if not, the very foundation of fairness, integrity, and the structure of this game, the game that we as consumers pay for, will be adversely affected. So I ask you to join me in signing this petition. Thank you for your time and your understanding, and if you have any additional questions, please contact me. The last thing I want to say about that inconsistency, it seems to me they've gotten away from the standard of review in the past, where deference was given to the call on the field. In this case, it was a touchdown. The reason for that is, let's suppose that I have a glass and it's filled to the middle with water. Some people would say that glass is half full. Others would say it's half empty. Both could be equally correct. When there is an inconsistency, as appeared to be in this case, the call on the field should have stood without doubt, without question. For them to reverse it is blatantly unfair, and they don't follow their standards or the rules that they adopted to govern the fairness of the game. Please join me in this fight. I would do everything in my power for all NFL teams, because what if this would have happened in the Super Bowl? Take any two teams. The Detroit Lions against Cincinnati Bengals. Quarterback goes back to pass, throws it, guy catches it, lunges, crosses the plane with possession. He had possession. Only when he hit the turf did it appear that he lost it. How can you argue that that was not a touchdown? I'll say it again. How can you argue it was not a touchdown? I vehemently request that you join me in this effort, fans and non-fans alike, because there's a lot at stake. The very fun, foundation, and integrity of the game. Thank you for listening to this video. I hope it wasn't too time-consuming, and I appreciate any response I get. Thank you, God bless, and Happy New Year and Happy Holidays to everyone and to every fan of the NFL. God bless.